Morning students, in our EVS part 1, today we are going to study about the lesson number 2, motion of the earth. Dear student, through this one activity, you can understand the motion of the earth. You have to take the top. The top turns around itself. Any object that turns about itself actually turns around a certain imaginary line. The turning of an object around itself is called a rotation, and the imaginary line around which it rotates is called the axis of its rotation. So with the help of this activity you can understand. Take a globe like the one in the picture. Like this you have to take the one globe. Note the line around which it rotates. Now take a plumb line and hold it close to the globe and shown in the picture. Thread on the eraser and make a 1. You will see that the plumb line and the earth axis are an angle to each other. That is, the earth axis is inclined. The earth rotates with its axis inclined like this. The line NS in the picture shows the earth's axis. It passes through the center of the earth. The point N and S are called the poles of the earth. N is the north pole of the earth and S is the south pole of the earth. If a circle were drawn around the surface of the earth exactly in between the north and the south poles, it would divide the earth into two equal parts. This imaginary circle is called the equator. The two equal parts it makes of the earth are called the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Now we will study about the sunset. Set the roll, stick the red blind bindi on the globe, set up the previous model of the globe and candle. It is the sunrise, noon and the sunset at the location of the bindi. Now after the sunrise, note when the next one occur at the bindi, you will see that this happens when the earth completes one rotation, that is when it makes one complete turn around itself. This period of time that the earth takes to complete one rotation is called a day. The period of time the earth takes to complete one rotation is called a day. A day has two parts, daytime and nighttime, or simply day and night. For the purpose of measuring time, we divide the whole day into 24 hours, each of which is called an hour. A year. Now we study the year. Now see, now move the globe along the circle on the table. You have to put the globe on the table and you have to move. Then keep rotating the globe and ensure that the axis does not change its origination. Eventually, the globe will come back to its original place on the circle. This is how the earth revolves around the sun even as it rotates around itself. The period of time the earth takes to complete one revolution around the sun is called 1 year. There are about 365 days and 6 hours in a year. Now see, we will study about the years in the leap years. How will understand the leap year? In the Gregorian calendar, the year is taken to have 365 days. It means that it counts 6 hours less every year. That makes 24 hours or 1 day in every 4 years. To make up for this last 1 day, the month of February in the Gregorian calendar has an extra day every 4th year. That year is called a leap year. and it has 366 instead of 365 days, and February has 29 instead of 28 days. So dear students, in a 1 year there are generally 365 days, but if in leap years, in the leap year, the month of February have the 29 days, so that's why in that leap years 366 days are there instead of 365 days. Now do you know students, you know that the length of the day and the night is not always equal. This happens because of the earth inclined axis and its revolution around the sun. In the northern hemisphere, between 22nd March and 23rd September, between the 22nd March and 23rd September, the days are longer than the nights. Therefore, it is warmer there. That is, it is summer in the northern hemisphere. However, during this same period in the southern hemisphere, the nights are longer than the days. The earth gets less heat in these parts, and therefore it is winter in the southern hemisphere. In the period from 23rd September to 22nd March, the days are longer than the nights in the southern hemisphere. It gets more heat and it is summer there. In this period, in the northern hemisphere, it is the nights that are longer. The northern hemisphere gets less heat and it is a winter there. So that is the difference between the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Note that there may be differences in these dates due to this leap year. In our country India, summer, the rainy season and the winter are considered to be the main seasons. We also divided the year into 6 seasons, namely Vasant, Grishma, Varsha, Sharad, Hemant and Shishir. This cycle of 6 seasons is called the Ritu Chakra. Many of our festivals are connected with the seasons. Many of our songs and games are also related to the different seasons. Now dear students, we will study about the phases of the moon, the full moon and the new moon days. The moon revolves around the earth and the earth revolves around the sun. Keep in mind, the moon revolves around the earth and the earth revolves around the sun. However, these two orbits intersect. The sun, the moon and the earth are not always along a straight line. We see half of the moon's surface which faces the earth, that is, from the earth we see only one side of the moon. The moon has no light of its own. We can see the moon because of the sun's light that falls on it. On a full moon night, we see the entire side of the moon that faces the earth. On a new moon night, we cannot see any of it. From the full moon to the new moon, the illuminated part of the moon, see, from the earth becomes smaller and smaller. From new moon to full moon, it again grows bigger and bigger. These different shapes of the moon that we see are called the phases of the moon. So remaining we will see in next video.